Concerns have been raised by people over the fact that the political stakeholders of Igbo people who received President Tinubu in Enugu on January, including the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, RT, Honorable Kalu, did not mention the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all through the reception. This was in spite of the fact that Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, worldwide in their message signed by its national president and released a day before. The president's visit had expressed optimism that the visit offered President Tinubu the opportunity to grant several requests for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. People are also worried that the president, who wears his membership of the defunct National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, like a badge of commitment to democratic ethos, has continued to detain Mazi Kanu, a man whose only sin is leading a non-violent agitation for the restoration of the defunct Republic of Biafra through referendum. I am not a member of the separatist group, Indigenous Peoples of Biafra, IPOB, nor do I subscribe to the emotions and logics of some IPOB members as they continue their peaceful agitation for self-determination through referendum. My reservation over the summary repudiation of respectable elites and professionals within the envisaged republic, whose support would have ordinarily been enhancement fillip for the arduous journey which self-determination has become in Nigeria, is not secret. I do not also belong to the Nigerian political elite, which has, allegedly, been pulling the strings of both the Nigerian judiciary and the Nigerian security system against what has been the most peaceful and non-violent agitation in Nigeria. However, the story of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's continued incarceration is largely seen as a reflection of the injustice, inequality, and executive recklessness in Nigeria, and it, allegedly, calls to question the mantras of rule of law and national unity in Nigeria, as well as the commitment and loyalty of successive Nigerian administrations, including Tinubu's, to the Nigerian constitution. IPOB was formed in July 2012 as a separatist group with the sole agenda of restoring the defunct Republic of Biafra. IPOB premised her agitation on the refusal of the post-Civil War Nigerian administrations to integrate the indigenous peoples of Biafra into Nigeria several decades after the Civil War. It is the relegation of the indigenous peoples of Biafra to the status of second-class citizens in career progression, postings, enlistments into security agencies and other choice opportunities, and citing of developmental projects that triggered the agitation. It suffices to say that since the end of the Civil War in Nigeria, several administrations have violated the federal character provisions of the Nigerian constitution against the indigenous peoples of the defunct Republic of Biafra. Among all the post-Civil War administrations in Nigeria, the Buhari and Tinubu administrations seem to be the most tribalistic, that the Yoruba nation agitator, Sunday Igboho, and his ilk have been allowed to freely campaign locally and before world leaders for the Yoruba nation, while maximum aggressive response protocols have been invoked against. The non-violent IPOB is a reflection of the partiality of the Tinubu administration. This is ironical because when Tinubu came into power, hopes were high that being a civilian and former NADECO chieftain, he would uphold rule of law and other principles of democracy, as well as put an end to the unlawful detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. To the shock of many, the Tinubu administration did not do that even when the release of Nnamdi Kanu was allegedly used as a political bait by the proxies of President Tinubu. Several calls and entreaties of worried Nigerians for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been sent from all corners of the globe to President Tinubu, who, like PMB, is ensconced in transferring choice positions to his Yoruba kinsmen, and in allegedly aggravating the economic pains of Nigerians whom he wants to continue to endure the impact of his economic blunders. President Tinubu is hereby charged to listen to the voices of people, including APC faithful, and douse security tensions in the southeast by releasing Nnamdi Kanu, as ordered by the courts, when adherence to constitutional provisions and judicial orders are made subjects of emotional expediency. It strengthens the case of separatists and moves the country involved closer to dictatorship. President Tinubu should be worried that African countries like Togo, Niger Republic and Mali, which the Nigerian government has continued to flay as military juntas, have been rated higher than his administration on respect for rule of law by the World Justice Project. This is sad, given that, universally, rule of law is the flagship index of democracy. President Tinubu should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as well as other unlawful detainees in the gulags across the country immediately, and review the security response protocol of his administration to both IPOB and the opposition. Nigeria's unity, even though a product of fiat, can no longer be sustained by fiat. Constitutionalism and rule of will suffice. Article written by Monday Eze. Stay tuned for more update, stay safe, and have a nice day.